Hello again, and welcome to a new video. Today we'll take a look at 13 things that cause inflammation. Well, some inflammation is good for the body, since it's your body's natural response to protect itself. Chronic inflammation is something you'll want to avoid. Not only is chronic inflammation viewed as the root cause of most illnesses, but it can also prevent you from having a happy, active lifestyle by knowing which food to avoid. You'll not only lower your risks of chronic diseases, but you'll also feel better, have more energy, and live a better life overall. Be sure to watch all the way to number 1 when we'll reveal a food source of inflammation most people have totally missed. Most people now think of inflammation as a swollen ankle or knee after a break or other injury. Inflammation, on the other hand, is much worse. Even if you don't see the inflammation, you can be sure it's there, especially if you don't eat right or move often. That's because inflammation is the body's normal way of dealing with stress, whether it comes from food, exercise, and environment, or even feelings. And your body starts to become inflamed. It puts you at risk for everything from weight gain, headaches, allergies, and colds and flus, to more serious illnesses like gout, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, and the dreaded word C for cancer. Even the healthiest people will have some kind of inflammation if they live in a fast-paced, toxic world we live in today. What you plan to do about it is the real question. Look at what makes inflammation happen. Well, not getting enough sleep, being stressed, not drinking enough water, smoking, drinking too much alcohol, and having an imbalance of gut bacteria are all factors. But eating foods that cause inflammation is the main cause and the easiest to fix. Here are the top 13 things you should stay away from because they cause inflammation. Replace this inflammatory food with healthy option today. Let's start with our 13th. Number 1. Ancient corn. Is healthy food that is good for you. The corn that is genetically modified and sold in stores or in prepared foods is not. Corn is one of the food that has been genetically modified the most and has the most pesticide residue. Glyphosate is a chemical that farmers often use to spray on crops that have been genetically modified. By killing off good gut bacteria, glyphosate makes it possible for bad bacteria to grow and spread. This can cause inflammation, which can make your joints hurt. This herbicide causes many stomach problems, like IBD and celiac disease. You can find them in traditional baked goods, cereals, breakfast, bars, processed meat, and corn syrup. Buy organic corn or use other small veggies like peas and beans in its place. Number 2. Oils used for cooking. Vegetable food oils, which are used in many homes and restaurants, have very high omega-6 fatty acids and dismally low omega-3 fatty acids. When you eat too many omega-6, your body makes chemicals that cause inflammation and are bad for you. Find them in polyunsaturated vegetable such as grapeseed, cottonseed, safflower, corn, and sunflower oils. Also, peanut and soy oils, must prepared foods, baked goods, fast food, and fried foods use these oils. Substitute: macadamia oil, extra virgin olive oil, or avocado oil. When in doubt, coconut oil is the best oil to cook with. Number 3. Sugar. Too much sugar in your diet can give you cavities and makes you more likely to have overweight, have inflammation, and get long-term diseases like metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. Sugar also feeds bad bacteria and cancer cells, giving your defense system a hard time. Sugar directly causes inflammation because it is too acidic. You can find them in drinks like soft drinks, fruit drinks, and punches that are sweetened with sugar, and sweets like pastries, desserts, candies, and snacks. Substitute: Opt for natural sweetener like maple syrup, agave, honey, or blackstrap molasses. If your sweet tooth bothers you, snack on some fresh berries or all-natural dried fruits to satisfy your urge. Number 4. Sugar substitutes. Processed sugar and sweets cause inflammatory messages called cytokines to be released into the body. One in particular, corn syrup, causes inflammation of the liver and leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver diseases. Find them in sweets and foods that have been cooked. Look out for corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, golden syrup, maltose, sorghum syrup, and sucrose. Substitute. Skip the fake stuff and go for all natural sweets like dates and honey. Instead of Splenda, use stevia to keep the calories low. Number 5. Trans fats. Trans fatty acids are known for their double whammy effect. They increase the level of bad cholesterol while lowering the levels of good cholesterol. They also cause inflammation. In early 1990s, the Harvard School of Public Health warned about the risks of trans fat. Saturated fats aren't much better. They cause inflammation of the fat tissue, which is not a sign of heart disease, but also makes arthritis inflammation worse. Find them in deep-fried foods, fast foods, baked goods, frozen foods, and margarine. Substitutes. Choose products that do not contain trans fats. Partially hydrogenated oil or vegetable shortener. When in doubt, consider that all commercially preferred product contains trans fats unless stated otherwise. Number 6. Dairy products. Up to 60% of people in the world can't handle milk. In fact, many researchers think that being able to digest milk after infancy is abnormal, not the other way around. Milk is an allergen that can cause inflammatory reaction like gut pain, constipation, diarrhea, skin rashes, acne, hives, and trouble breathing in people who are prone to them. Plus, hormones, pesticides, and antibiotics given to cattle make their way into milk, compounding the problem. You can find them in breads, cookies, crackers, cakes, cream sauces, protein powder, and boxed cereals, as well as milk goods like butter and cheese. Replace milk with coconut milk or nut milk you make yourself. Instead of butter and cheese, use coconut oil and peanuts. Number 7. Meat that is not organic. Animals that are given grains like corn and soy are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which cause inflammation, but low in omega-3 fats, which help reduce inflammation. They are also full of antibiotics and hormones to keep them from getting sick and to help them have babies faster. Find them in most, if not all, beef, pork, and chicken in grocery stores, and restaurants come from cattle farms, unless it says otherwise. Substitute. Free-range organic meat from animals that are fed a natural diet of grass and veggies. Number 8. Processed meat. Processed meat is meat that has been cured, salted, smoked, or kept in other way, and often has nitrates, corn products, soy, coloring agents, and stabilizers added to it. These ingredients make the food products so harmful and it's carcinogenic now that hard to swallow. Then can be found in ham, hot dogs, sausage, lunch meat, bacon, salami. Eat fresh meat, poultry, and fish, or smoked salmon or beef jerky that are both organic options. Number 9. Alcohol. When you drink alcohol often, it irritates and inflames your esophagus, larynx, and liver. Chronic inflammation can cause repeated irritation, which over time can encourage the growth of tumor at the irritation site. Beers, ciders, liquors, and wines all have them. Replace drinks that are refreshers and quench thirst, such as a glass of pure, filtered water, tea, or freshly pressed juice. Number 10. Refined grains. A lot of food we eat now have been changed genetically and processed, and have pesticides and herbicides on them. Some food like wheat are so refined that they make most people feel like they have allergies. Also, wheat is rich and stripped on its nutrients. Vitamins and minerals made it in the lab are then added to make up for what was lost. Most white flour is called enriched because of this. Also, refined grains like refined sugars have a higher glycemic index than raw grains. This can speed up the start of diseases that get worse over time. White flour, white bread, noodles, pasta, cookies, and desserts all have them. Substitute. Go for healthy grains that have been made around for a long time, like amaranth, quinoa, spelt, rye, millet, buckwheat, and chia. Most health food stores sell this as whole grains or ready-made whole grain flour. Number 11. MSG, monosodium glutamate. MSG is a food additive and preservative that makes prepared foods taste better. It is made from starch and has been fermented, corn, sugars, molasses, sugarcane, or sugar beets. MSG sensitivity can cause headaches, pressure in the face, feeling tired and tingling, and numbness in the face, back, and arms. MSG can also make you feel hot, makes you sweat, hurt your chest, or make you feel weak. Find them in MSG is used in a lot of Asian food that you buy at the store, and in Asian places. Even MSG-free places have been found to use the ingredient. Add a little salt and pepper to food to make it taste better, or use spices to give it more flavor. If you are not sure and this ingredient is used at your favorite Chinese place, cook Asian food at home. Refined salts. Sodium is important for nerve and muscle activity, controlling blood pressure, and other things. But too much can cause high blood pressure, problems with the kidneys, weak bones, inflammation, and fluid retention. Extra sodium leaves the body through sweats and pee. A study found that people who eat a lot of salt have more inflammation and damage to specific organs. Unlike salt that hasn't been processed, table salt is heated to very high temperatures and has leafy ingredients added to it. You can find them in prepared foods, fast food, and almost all restaurant food. Replace iodized salt with Himalayan salt or sea salt that hasn't been processed. Number 13. Instead of adding more salt, flavor your food with spices and flours. Signs of food intolerance may take longer to show up than signs of food allergies, which tends to happen quickly and often. So when food intolerance syndrome do show up, they are often brushed off as typical minor illness, like tiredness and headaches. But eating irritating foods over and over again for a long time can cause inflammation and lead to long-term diseases. Look for them in common food allergens are gluten, milk, nuts, eggs, and nightshade vegetables. Contrary to what most people think, you can get allergic to food that you eat often. Substitute. If you think that a particular food may be responsible for the food intolerance, try adding it completely for about 2 weeks and watching your reaction. At the end of the time, you don't eat the food. Add it back into your diet. If you really aren't compatible with it, you should be able to tell because of how you feel. There you have it. The 13 things that cause inflammation that you should avoid. To get rid of inflammation, you need to treat its root cause, stop eating foods that cause inflammation, and start eating food that fights it. Starts by switching from canola oil to olive or coconut oil, and add some turmeric and anti-inflammatory plants to spice things up. Focus on whole, raw food, and drink plenty of water. Lastly, pay attention to your health by working out regularly and getting less stress. Most importantly, make sure that you get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every day. This will help your body heal and lower inflammation while you sleep. If you like the video, click like, share, and subscribe. And turn on the notifications so you will never miss a video. Thanks for watching.